Hello guys, Gajah14 here, and today let's talk about how to play the card game Uno Flip. This game plays the same as regular Uno in the way that you still try to be the first player to reach 500 points by getting rid of all your cards in your hands. The only exception of this game is that there are two sides of the deck. We have the light side with the white border and the dark side with the black borders. So you start by playing the light side until someone plays a flip card. Then the deck is flipped over and the cards on your hand are now flipped to the dark side. Players must play with the dark side until someone plays another flip card. Then it goes back to the light side, and so on until someone plays all the cards in the hand, ending the round. Since the cards are double-sided, make sure all the cards are facing the same way. To set up the game, each player draws one card, and the player who draws the highest number card is the first dealer. Symbols counts as 0. The dealer shuffles the deck light side down and deals 7 cards to each player. The remainder of the deck is placed face down to form a draw pile. The top card is flipped right side up to form the discard pile. Players pick up and look at the light side, and the dark side is facing away. If the first card flipped up is a draw 1 card, the player left of the dealer draws 1 card and forfeits the turn. If the first card flipped up is a reversed card, the dealer is first to play, then play proceeds anti-clockwise to the right. If the first card flipped up is a skip card, the player left of the dealer's turn is skipped, hence the player to the left of that player starts play. If the first card flipped up is a wild card, the player left of the dealer chooses the color and continues play. If the first card flipped up is a wild draw 2 card, the card is placed back into the deck and a new card is flipped up. If the first card flipped up is a flip card, the discard pile, draw deck, and all players' hands will be flipped, and we will start playing from the dark side instead. Whether you are playing on the light side or the dark side, on your turn, you must match a single card from your hand to the card on top of the discard pile, either by number, color, or symbol. If ever you do not or you choose not to play a card from your hand, you must draw 1 card from the draw deck. Whenever you add cards to your hand, you must make certain that they all face the same direction as the side that you are currently playing. If that card can be played, it is played. If not, play moves to the next player. You are, however, not allowed to then play any other card until your next turn. Now let's talk about the action cards. Draw 1. When this card is played, the next player must draw 1 card and loses his turn. Reverse card. When this card is played, the direction of the play is reversed. For example, if the game is going clockwise, then play proceeds anti-clockwise and vice versa. Skip card. When this card is played, the next player's turn is skipped. That means that the next player's turn is lost. Wild card. This card may be played on any card. When this card is played, the player who plays the wild card chooses the color. The next player in turn order must play a card in the color stated. Wild draw 2. This card has the same rules as the wild draw 4 card, except that you draw 2 cards instead of 4. However, there is a hitch. You may only play this card when you do not have your card in your hand that matches the color on the discard pile, but it is still acceptable to play this card if you have a matching number or action cards. If you believe that a wild draw 2 card has been played on you illegally, that means to say that the player has a matching color card, then you may challenge that player. The challenged player must show you their hand. If guilty, the challenged player must draw 2 cards instead of you. Then the challenger can just take his turn like normal. However, if the challenged player is innocent, then you must draw 2 cards plus 2 more. That's a total of 4 cards altogether. Flip card. This card may be played on a matching color discard. When this card is played, the discard pile is completely flipped, the draw deck is flipped, and all players will flip their hands to be playing the dark side. Draw 5. When this card is played, the next player in turn order must draw 5 cards and lose his turn. Skip everyone. When this card is played, all of the other players' turn is skipped, and whoever that plays the skip everyone card gets to take another turn. Wild draw color. When this card is played, the player who played it chooses the color. The next player must keep drawing cards until they get the color of the choosing. No matter how many cards they have to do so, they also then lose their turn. Drawing a wild card does not count. Once the player has drawn a card of a chosen color, they must show it to the other players for verification. Then, the next player will play a card in the color stated. However, there is a hitch. Just like the wild draw 2 card, the player may only play this card when you do not have another card in your hand that matches the color on the discard pile. But it is still acceptable to play this card even if you have a matching number of action cards. If you believe that the wild draw color card has been played on you illegally, meaning to say that the player has a matching color card, then you may challenge that player. The challenged player must show you the entire hand. If guilty, the challenged player will suffer the action and draw the cards until they get the chosen color instead of you. Then you will play as normal. However, if the challenged player is innocent, then you must draw the cards until you get the chosen color, plus an additional 2 cards for the penalty. There is a dark-sided flip card that when this card is played, the player will flip back to playing to the light side of the cards. Whether you are playing on the light side or the dark side, if you play your next to last card, you must remember to yell Uno to indicate that you have only 1 card left in your hand. If you don't yell Uno and you are caught before the next player begins their turn, you must draw 2 cards. Once the player has gotten rid of all of the cards in their hands, the round is over and points are scored. If the last card played in a round is a draw 1, draw 5, wild draw 2, or wild draw color card, the next player must draw the 1, 5, 2, or until they get a chosen card respectively. These cards are counted when the points are totaled. If the last card played is a flip card, then the cards will still be flipped and those points on the new side will still be calculated. That means the card is just played as normal. A card played is resolved when played, whether it's the final card to play or not. The first player to get rid of all their cards in their hand receives points for all the cards left in their opponent's hands. Cards 1 to 9 are worth face value. Draw 1 is worth 10 points. Any draw 5, reverse, skip, or flip are each worth 20 points. Skip everyone is worth 30 points. Wild cards are worth 40 points each. Wild draw 2 cards are worth 50 points. And any wild draw color cards left in their opponent's hands are each worth 60 points each. Once the score for the round has been tallied, if none of the player has reached 500 points, reshuffle the cards and begin a new round. And one thing to take note is that you should remember to score points based on which side, light or dark, the game ended on. If at any point in time, when none of the players is out of cards by the time the draw pile is depleted, then shuffle all but the top card of the deck in the discard pile and continue playing. And this concludes how to play Uno Flip. If you find this video helpful, please be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.